Alright guys, on today's episode of Garbage to Gold, I'm going to show you how to scrap out an old cell phone. This is a Blackberry for the gold value that's in it. It's pretty simple and straightforward to do, so I'll show you how to take it apart and what to recover to get the gold out. You don't need too many tools here, just a number 6 torque, T6, and a little pair of pliers is good, and just a little container to keep your bits in as you go along. So first step, you're going to want to take the battery compartment off the back. Just push down on the button and slide, for the Blackberry anyway. All right. So this is just plastic. This goes in your plastic recycling pile. Next up, you've got the battery, if it's still in your phone. So pop out the battery, and that can be recycled. Make sure that we don't throw these batteries away. They're all available to be recycled. So ship that off to your local battery recycler. And you're basically left with just with this. So piece of cake. There are 3 small screws here, here, and here. And those are where the number 6 torque comes in. So just remove those. Okay, once you have those out, you send those off to your steel refiner. They are worth about 5 cents a pound where I live. Okay, so then you've got those screws out, and it's just a matter of separating the front from the back. You'll see that it starts to crack open, or you can slide it open right at the back. And then you just pop it off. So there's the back cover. And this is a speaker here. And right beside the speaker, I don't know if you can see this here, right beside the speaker, there's 2 little metal nodes where it hits the motherboard inside the phone. Those are actually gold plated. So we want to peel those off just like that. You see they're just real small. And they pop right off there, no problem at all. But they've got gold plating right there, so they go in your I want the gold bucket. We pop those off, okay? And then this is just for your plastic or your shred recycler at this point. It does have a little speaker there, so I throw this in with my shred, but that over there. Okay, so once you've popped the back off, you have 1, 2, 3, you have 4 more number 6 torques right there, so we'll take those out. All right, once you have those 4 out, then this front plate will separate from the middle part, just like that. Okay, so what we have here is the physical keyboard that a Blackberry has. This is just plastic, and it goes in with your plastic recycling pile. Now this is the front plate, and as you can see, it has 2 real small metal nodes, just like the speaker had. Okay, so we're going to pull those off. They have gold plating on them. They're gold plated. Just pull those off. Now that all came off together, so that's fine. This part here is just plastic. And then you can see this one. Oh, let me get it in the camera here. This one has gold plating, this little metal piece on the top of that. So you want to make sure you keep that in your bucket for later, to process later. And there's one on each side. Okay, so make sure you get them both off of there. Just pull them. They're just sort of stuck there, so there you go. Oops. Perfect. And then this piece is plastic, and it goes in with your plastic recycling. Okay, so that leaves us with the screen that's next to come off. And it isn't really held on there by anything at this point, so you should be able to just pop it up. It's kind of stuck there. There you go. Okay, so the screen pops up, pops off, and when you flip it over, you have the back part of the screen with some of that, some of this these little tiny chips, and you can recover those, or this screen actually is available to resell or can go in with your recycling. But as far as gold goes, right here, you'll see that where this screen plugged into the motherboard of this phone, there's a little tiny row of gold right along here, gold plating. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take that, we're going to rip it off of there just like that. Okay, we'll recycle the screen or whatever. If you were going to resell the screen, by the way, you wouldn't tear this part off because then that's no good. But we'll recycle that, and we'll keep this little piece because it does have a little strip of gold right there. That goes in the pile. All right. Next up, we're going to pull the motherboard. You just push the plastic away from it, and the motherboard just has 4 little clips on each side, and then you can pop it toward you. So this will get rid of the plastic piece in the front, just like that. Okay, so here we have the plastic compartment. The battery would normally have gone here, but where the battery connects, there are 4 little small pins here. Those are also gold plated, so we'll pull those. You see them in the back there as well. Okay, so all you have to do is grab them with your pliers and pull, and this piece separates. So you've got the 4 metal pins and the housing that they're in. And you can do this now or you can do this later, but those pins you just grab each one and you can just pull it and it'll separate, and then you put it in your bucket. I usually don't do it right now. I usually put all those. When I process my gold pins, I can actually just throw this plastic piece right in, and it doesn't affect the mixture any, so I'll just put that in the bucket like this, but you can choose to take them out if you want to. It's up to you. Okay, so that leaves us with this. This is the motherboard, or the brains here behind the phone. Take this ribbon off of here. Okay, so you've got the bottom ribbon cable, and again, right in here, there are 2 small places where it connects that you can see will be gold plated. You just grab your pliers and grab hold of that and peel it, and it should peel back just like that. And then you just tear it off and put it in your to be processed later pile for gold. You do that to each side. You can grab a hold of it here. There we go. We'll put that in the pile. There. And then this piece is plastic for recycling. All right, so left on here, we have several small pieces of gold that are actually attached to the board. And you can see that some of them are plated right on, and some of them are little metal bits that you can snap off of this board if you want to add to the pile. You just kind of got to break them and then put them in the pile. They'll snap off, and they go in the bucket. As far as this side goes, that's pretty much all that I do. The next process that I do to this side of the board will be to depopulate it, and I have a video already posted on Garbage to Gold about how to depopulate fiberglass boards without the use of harsh chemicals. So I would actually just take it from this point and depopulate the board, and then go from there. This little piece of plastic you can take off. You can see how it exposes the 2 pieces of gold here and here, or gold plating, I guess. None of it's real gold, but when you flip this over, you can see again that just like the depopulated board, there's gold on the fiberglass, and it doesn't look like a whole lot until you take this keyboard layer. There's a protective layer on the motherboard between the keyboard and it, and if you just grab it with the corner of your fingernail or whatever, you can peel this off, and this goes into your plastic recycling. But what you've exposed is, look at all that gold, right? So there's a fair amount of gold plating on the old Blackberries because they had that physical keyboard, right? These are good for gold recovery. So anyway, that's about it. So you got your little container of bits that you're gonna use for later, and that's not a lot, but I mean the little bits add up if you take these apart quite often, or depending on how many you get to take apart. And then you've got this motherboard which you can depopulate, and then once it's depopulated you can go ahead and recover this gold and the gold from the front. So anyway, just thought we'd give you a quick view of how to take a Blackberry cell phone apart for the gold that's inside. And go ahead and feel free to leave us any comments that you have below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe and give us a like if you like this video. Always looking to communicate with the people watching, and we'll help you out as much as we can when it comes to the gold recovery.